How's it going, everyone? And welcome to The Last Vox. My name is Matt, and I am the last voice of sanity around these parts. And believe it or not, we have some insanity to talk about today. And I am completely blown away by some of the things that have been going on. Before I get even close to talking about any of that, let's say hello to everybody here. There seems to be a lot of action going on pre-stream, so that's good to know, because people like to talk to each other. It's always a good thing. Steve was here a long-ass time ago talking about Popeye's chicken sandwiches. He is going to be like most people, and he's really going to go start slapping people around for these chicken sandwiches. Apparently they're really good. Never had one. Don't really like Popeyes. How's it going, Jacob? Ben C. is here, and he says he wants to write to Chuck Tingle and ask him to sponsor all of the Help for the Gildas videos. Please do not. God. Oh, God, no. Because I'm sure my deal with him will be I have to read one of his stories or some stupid shit, and I don't want to do that. Ishtar is here. How's it going, gorgeous? She is baking bread. It smells delicious. Let's see, who else we got? Mitzi, how's it going, Mitzi? You must feel dejected for not being first, because people were here a long time ago. And let's see, I think I saw Zaw here. How's it going, Zaw? Tom, how's it going? I'm sure if you're listening, that means Brianna's here too. So, how's it going, everyone? Who's this excited, vaguely effeminate dude? I thought this was Antoine's channel. You know what? If you guys want, I'll go get him. I mean, he's busy today. He may be a little annoyed. I mean, he was... it's a thing. I haven't seen this much pre-stream action since the high school football team visited that unclean brothel. Ugh, that's gross. Ishtar wants me to get Antoine. You know, I'm going to pass on that one for right now. So, I know you guys have seen the title. It's kind of clickbaity. I understand. I apologize. But it is a fair question. Because YouTube is coming up with a change in their terms of service. And, oh God, Ben has been playing on my realm. Oh, I haven't played Minecraft in forever. I'm almost afraid to see what he's been doing. So, hey, we may check on that later. So on December 10th, they're changing YouTube's terms of service. And that whole commercially viable thing is actually going to become something important. Now, YouTube, as we know, is a business. We have a business of promoting videos and things like that. And, well, for the last, I would say, 8 years, the last 10 years, 15 years, however long YouTube has been around, YouTube has been failing as a property that is supposed to be bringing in money for Google. Even though Google is the biggest ad company, the biggest search industry, the biggest whatever online, YouTube is not commercially viable for Google. Commercially viable. Let's try selling Antoine into slavery and find out. You know, he may have problems with that. So, the terms of service is not necessarily something that's going to change for everybody. And I do have some thoughts on it, but I'll bring up what the big issue is. Does being a corporate social justice shill count as business? It can, depending on if you make money. So, what they're talking about, and what everybody keeps showing on Twitter and around, is this right here. Now, I'm going to read it, and this is one of the big changes of YouTube. It says, termination by YouTube for service changes. YouTube may terminate your access or your Google account's access to all or part of the service if YouTube believes in its sole discretion that provisions of the service to you is no longer commercially viable. What does that mean? Well, if you're not making money for YouTube, and they don't like your stuff, or your stuff gets reported a lot, they have every right to get rid of you. Now, on its surface, it sounds horrible. What about all of these new up-and-coming YouTubers? There's people starting YouTube channels every day. From cooking, to travel, to social commentary, to review channels, to gaming channels, to beauty channels, to whatever the hell TikTok dedicated channels are. There are channels all over the place. From all over the spectrum. So what this means is that those YouTube channels are at risk, right? Not really. Zaw brings up a good point. It's a way to get rid of people like Crowder and Raging Golden Eagle. I know he got demonetized or yeeted off of YouTube recently. It's for YouTube to have a reason to get rid of the undesirables. Now, who's an undesirable? Well, the MGTOW community would be an undesirable. MRAs, in the eyes of YouTube, is an undesirable. Hell, some conservative YouTubers are considered undesirables. You know what I forgot to do, since we are dead silent with me talking? I forgot to bring up music. Alright, real quick. Anybody, give me a number between 1 and 25. But I'll get back to what I was talking about. Give me a number between 1 and 25, which also will bring up something else that I want to talk about. 20. Alright, we're going for 20. There we go. Alright. Now, don't spam. Don't spam. I'll get to the reason why in a second. But, who's an undesirable? Harry Potter is number 1. How's it going, Trey? Alright, so those are the undesirables, right? Steven Crowder is considered probably top of the list of that undesirable. Why? Well, because he's self-sustainable. He doesn't need AdSense to help him keep his show at peak performance, right? He's got, what is it? He's, what the fuck is the name of his service? Whatever it is, his service, the Mug Club, which is the Blaze, which is run off of the Blaze, sustains him. Okay? But he doesn't violate terms of service. YouTube has stated that. Crowder hasn't violated the terms of service, but he's still demonetized because, well, the horrible Vox, not my Vox, the horrible Vox decided to say he was being racist and things like that. So what this little change in the terms of service is for people like him. Well, he's not giving us any money, so, well, he's not commercially viable. We can't use him to sell AdSense. We can't use him to sell ad spaces. We can't use him to get merchandise out there. Yeah, not my MSNBC, the horrible MSNBC. Now, I'll answer... Ben brings up a good question, but not necessarily something that I personally don't think I have a reason to worry. I know a lot of YouTubers are going to throw this out there, and they're going to be basically saying, this is the next adpocalypse, this is the worst thing since the last time something bad happened. We have already seen that YouTube is not a free speech platform. So you have to follow their rules. Now, yes, I cuss. And that's technically against YouTube terms of service because they want family, quote-unquote, friendly content. But that's not what they really want. They want people who can be involved with their chats, be involved with the community that they have born, basically. So gaming YouTube is probably going to be fine. Beauty YouTube is probably going to be fine. This right here, this little TOS is for the commentary community. They even went so far as to change the way that you can do response videos. So I know you guys are kind of wondering why I'm changing the way I'm doing things. This is why. So I don't lose this channel. So I have 2 shows that are live where I can get interaction from people. Okay? I get to talk to you guys. I get to talk about my weird news, and I get to talk about politics on here. But then the other stuff is pretty much stopped. Because I don't want to get hit by me making fun of someone like Sandman, who finally takes notice and goes, oh shit, you know, I'm going to flag him down. How's it going, Optimus? So, where am I going? I'm going to basically the safest part of YouTube. And that may sound cowardly to some of you, but it's not. It's me being able to continue to have this channel and do the things that I like to do and not have to worry about YouTube bringing the axe down on me. So yeah, I've gone more to the gaming stuff, which is fun, believe it or not. I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. I just had a really great live stream on Friday where Steve was there and we were talking about stuff until the wee hours of the morning while I was playing Borderlands 2, trying to finish up Tiny Tina's DLC. Which, let me tell you, I didn't know it was going to take that long. I still haven't beaten it, and I played a good 6 hours yesterday. Fuck some of the enemies. Anyway, this is going to be promoted as one of the worst things that could ever happen to YouTube. That's if you don't follow the rules. So, being commercially viable. Let's answer some questions here. First, Ben C says... Trey says Blair White and is probably up there somewhere, and even Shoe on Head, just not as much as right-wing peeps, which is probably true. Except Blair White, it doesn't do some of the extreme stuff, and I'm using extreme lightly when I talk about Steven Crowder. He's probably bottom barrel extreme, okay? Like, he has some extreme views because of his Christian beliefs, but that's about it. He's funny. But he doesn't push that line as far as he can, okay? And Shoe on Head is kind of doing the same thing. She's pulled herself back a lot, too. Now, Ben asked, does this mean when Antoine has to read a cringeworthy story, Antoine is on their crosshairs to get banned from the YouTubes? Yes and no. If you watched the last Antoine Reads, a lot of the language was changed. For comedic value, yes. For, like, the Pokemon being used for sexually explicit things. No, he's not in the crosshairs. I mean, yes, because of the material, but not really. There's interaction with the channel, ads are played, and there's money being brought in. Okay? Me having people being members of this channel means I'm commercially viable. More members, the more commercially viable I am. But you guys know, I don't force you guys to do that. I don't actively say, hey, you need to do this to keep me doing things like this. If you guys want to become members of the channel, by all means, become members of the channel. I have no problem with it. But I do have, it's not a lot, but I do have money coming in from this channel. Like I said, it's people like, well, the MGTOW community has already been mass demonetized, right? All of the big names have gone elsewhere because they can't get income from AdSense. They're on the chopping block. So, let's see, and then take away all platform protections and make Google civilly and criminally liable for all content and comments that are up long enough to screenshot. Well, again, they talk about being a platform, not a producer. But did any of your peeps get oofed by YouTube during the live stream, by the way? No, not that I know of. But I'm going to be talking about that. We're going to be bringing that up here shortly. So, here's we're talking about commercial viability, right? Well, let's talk about someone who has 25 million subscribers. And I actually have to turn the music off for this one. 25 million subscribers. That's a lot. That's a shit ton of people. Okay, I would love to be that high. I would love to have that many people show up in chats and things like that. But I am not someone who has gained that many. But someone who has...
I don't normally make videos.
Shush, Markiplier. I will get to you in a second. Shush. Was Markiplier. Now, I don't know if any of you are subscribed to him. If you aren't, he's very entertaining. He's very funny. And yes, Zeo Gold, this is going to hurt YouTube in the end. I think this is going to be something that is just going to send them down the tubes. It's not going to be the final straw, but it's definitely going to have people scatter. And I can tell you this right now, what they did with Markiplier, which we're going to be seeing here in a second, is another reason why. So, Markiplier has 25 million subscribers. He's extremely entertaining. He's very likable. There are people who out there who think his reactions are fake and things like that. That's fine. But he's creative enough to have had YouTube basically supply him funds to create what was called A Heist with Markiplier, which was a choose-your-own-adventure video series. And believe it or not, it has 31 endings. 31 fucking endings that he has worked his way in. You could sit there and play this all day and not get every single ending. And it's very creative, it's very funny. Well, he did a live stream recently where he went through A Heist with Markiplier with his fans. And he had his chat basically saying, you know, do you want me to choose number 1 or number 2? So he was having them spam emotes. You know, green was for number 1, green was for left, red was for right. You know, I'm not gonna bury the lead. I'm just gonna let Markiplier tell you. Now, this is about a 9-minute video. I'm gonna let you watch it all because I want you to see how angry Markiplier is. And he's not normally an angry person, but he's pissed. So I'm gonna let you guys see it. I'm gonna let you guys watch. Put your comments in there. Do not spam. I don't want it to happen to you. But let's get started.
I don't normally make videos like this, but YouTube has a huge problem right now. People's accounts are being suspended without reason, without provocation, and their appeals to get it back are being denied without explanation. Here's the context. 2 days ago, I was doing a live stream to explain A Heist with Markiplier. It has choices, so I had people voting on which way they wanted to go with emotes that I have for members, 1 red paddle, 1 a green paddle. I would pick which way to go, and then they would spam that emote. That is the only reason that hundreds of people's accounts in my community have been banned. Completely. Not exaggerating, that is the only reason. And I've been in contact with YouTube about this. I heard about it because of my amazing mod team. Thank you to my mods. They started collecting data about this. I reached out on different social media accounts. I tried to get people's information and names and account. I haven't gotten to everybody. I know this. There's probably many of you watching out here that have been affected by this. Please, I want you to know that I'm working on it, they're working on it, but goddamn, I'm just as mad as you are. So I'm not just gonna make this video with no evidence to this. I wanna show you this, and I'm like, in showing you this, I know this is gonna piss you off just as much because just seeing this and how it's affecting people is making me so mad that I am losing my ability to give anybody the benefit of the doubt here. So just to show you, I've removed all the personal information here, but this is screenshots of emails of appeals getting rejected, appeal rejected. German, appeal rejected. Appeal rejected. Appeal rejected. Suspension, appeal rejected. Rejected, rejected, rejected. This is just the information I've been able to get from people. My mods, heroes. They've been collecting all this data, but rejected, 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 rejected. And it's not just people's YouTube accounts. And that's bad enough because people are losing their videos that they've made. They're losing all their history and their watching. They're losing their memberships that they have paid money for. People who have been a member of my channel for over a year are losing their accounts. And it's not just the YouTube account. It's the entire Google account. Their entire Google account is disabled. Google account disabled. Google account disabled. Google account disabled. It's so unbelievably frustrating. And I hope I hope that this is getting fixed, but I gave them time to get back to me. This was 2 days ago. Now they're out of time. So what this is, it's number one, it's a call out to YouTube to be like, what the hell is going on with your own systems? Why is this even a thing in the first place? Why would people get their entire account suspended for spamming an emote? There are people that post entire ASCII pictures of dicks in live chat all the time. They don't get their account suspended. Why my fans? Why my most dedicated fans who are there for me through thick and thin decide that they want to support what I do and they get their entire account suspended? That sucks. That really sucks, and that really pisses me off. And here's why it's personal for me. Do you ever wonder why my channel is called Markiplier Game and not Markiplier? It's because back in 2012, YouTube decided to automatically ban my AdSense account for no reason, and my appeal got denied. I could have quit YouTube right then and there. I had to make a new channel and start over fresh. I've never gotten over that, by the way. I've always held that against YouTube because I think their automated software is sometimes really bullshit, and they want to go the automated route for everything because they just don't have the manpower to do it manually. And I get that. You need some automated systems, but when they're this bad, when it's causing this big of a problem, and it's not just that it's causing a problem technologically speaking, this is people's livelihoods. This is their entire account. What are they going to explain to their boss? Oh, sorry, I can't get into my Google account. I was at a Markiplier live stream. Here are just comments from people, and this just is what pisses me off, because if I get my account back, I'm never going to comment again. Losing the year's worth of membership, losing my account since I've had since 2012 and continuously charged for something. Can't even use this after if my account is killed. I've been a member for a year. I don't want to lose that. Like, can you access YouTube at all? Not with that account, not on my account. Banned for commenting like 6 times in the span of 2 hours. Yeah, this is an example of what got someone banned right here. That's how many emotes they used, and they got banned. This is what I asked. People were voting with red or green to pick a direction, and banned. This is what got people banned. This is what YouTube is protecting us from. And then once we actually started noticing, we started putting out PSAs. Do not spam to vote. Your account may be suspended. We didn't catch on to this until I didn't catch on to this until like an hour and a half into the live stream. That's way too long for this problem to keep going on. I have no idea how many people's accounts got suspended. This is heartbreaking. Someone got an appeal. They were unsuspended and then immediately resuspended 30 minutes later. For what reason? That means there are people looking at this and they are manually going at it and they're like, oh yeah, this is not a problem. And then someone else swoops in and is like, oh wait, no, that was a problem. Let's cancel this all again. It would be bad enough if this was all an automated system working, but the appeal system is run through by people. And what gets me even more upset is that YouTube on Twitter, people are reaching out to YouTube and they are asking, why are my accounts banned? I am trying to appeal, and their only response is appeals are very carefully reviewed. If your appeal is rejected, there's nothing more that we can do. I tell you, nothing pissed me off more than that. Not a thing. Because if they are lying, saying that appeals are very carefully reviewed, then they are just absolutely out of their mind lying. And I know, just a few days ago, I was singing YouTube's praises because I was so happy about the fact that they supported my show. And I know that making this call out is probably going to affect my chances to do another one. But this is so problematic that I have to. This is my community that we're talking about. These are people that have supported me for years. I can't have this. This can't happen. This just can't happen. So if you've been affected by this, just know I am working with YouTube on this to try to get this fixed, because obviously there's a breakdown in the system. I am pissed off, but I recognize that I need to stay calm so I can get it fixed in the first place. But I'm letting you know, try to reach out to my mods if you can, but sit tight and don't panic, because hopefully this is going to get resolved soon. I am not going to rest until it does get resolved, but just sit tight. I'm doing the best I can. I'm just as mad as you are. Hopefully we'll get through this together. And also, as a general PSA to everybody, if you live stream on YouTube or you watch live streams on YouTube, don't spam and don't encourage spam of any type. Stick it to one emote only, actually just avoid emotes in general, because that seems to be the key in what caused these bans. So just don't even use emotes on YouTube live stream anymore. If you are a streamer on YouTube, cut that shit out right now. If you watch streams, cut that shit out right now, because there's a problem right now and it is not fixed. I'm sorry this is more of a frantic video. I'm taking this very personally, and I'm not going to apologize for anything, because I am taking this very personally, because to me, this is very personal. Not only have I been through this before in my experience on YouTube as a YouTuber, but these are my people. This is my community. Like, this just is wrong. Pure and simple. Anyone looking at it could see that. And yet, the team is failing. YouTube is failing on this. So until they get it fixed, I will wait, and then I will give you an update as soon as I know about it. But in the meantime, just sit tight. I'm pushing as hard as I can. So let people know about this, and I guess spam this at YouTube to get them to pay the fuck attention to me. Answer my goddamn emails. I'm mad. Anyway, I'm going to go. I'm going to keep hounding them. This will be fixed. Don't lose hope. I'm not going to let them get away with this. So anyway, thank you, and I'll see you soon.
So like I said, he's a little mad. So I don't know. I don't know why it's not just being held to the mods of the channel. How's it going, Foul? And yeah, a word list is something that allows for, you can't say certain words in the chat. But I don't know if they ban your Google account, does it kill your Android phone? Yeah, I don't know. There's not much to go off on this yet. I haven't heard anything from Markiplier, and I haven't seen anything on Twitter about it. I do know that the quartering spammed the living shit out of the video that he made, instead of spamming Mark's video. I have an issue with that, because basically the quartering does not have the reach that Markiplier does. Spam the shit out of his video, not your own. Yeah, I get you're trying to get views, you're trying to get clicks, you're trying to get new subscribers. But he's the one that's going to get the attention of YouTube, not you. But that's just my opinion. So, from what I can tell about that is, he was just having people spam emotes to say yes or no, left or right. And because, I don't know if you've ever been to a live stream where there's over 10,000 people in it, unless they have slow mode on, you cannot see shit in the chat. You can't see people talking, you can't see anything except the super chats. So spamming something like a line of green, or even putting that in there, yeah, that's going to get the attention of what you want to, because one green stoplight isn't going to make it. But 10, that's going to get someone's attention, and he's going to see, okay, green, they want me to choose the left option, or red, they're going to want me to choose the right option. Now, do I think all of these people are lying to Mark? There is a possibility, but I highly fucking doubt it. What would be the point in lying? And that's the conspiracy part of it is, all these people are lying to him to get all pissed off. These are people who are members of his channel, who are in his Discord, which is I believe a patron-only Discord or a member-only Discord. It's not, as far as I know, it's not just a public Discord. What would be the point in lying to him? And yeah, there is a million ways to fix it. Unban all the accounts that are fucking banned for that shit. Now, because of Steven Crowder, we know that there is a person who can flip a switch or hit a button and put you on the special list that gets you additional things and puts you on YouTube trending and things like that. Gets you more views and shit for your channel. We know that. We know that they can shadow ban you from search engines in America. Oh, yeah. Well, see, Ishtar is just rubbing it in. She says, no, it's public, but it's so packed you have the same chance of winning the lottery to get in. Mark's Discord is pure chaos. Alright. Then, I mean, I guess he may have special channels that you can't get in unless you're a member or something like that for him to be able to see some of this stuff. But we know that there is someone who is able to do this. And if they are reviewing accounts, and it's not just someone, and it's an algorithm, well, then they've been lying to the people. Yeah, saying something nice about Crowder will probably get me banned. Yeah, I know. What people on YouTube have been crying for is a more substantial layout of the terms of service. Give us something. Give us something that we can talk about, something we can go back and say, this is what happened. Well, with the new change in service, now they really don't even have to do that. They can just say, you're not commercially viable. Get the fuck off. So I don't know what this means for the future of YouTube. I really don't. If you follow their rules, you know what? You're probably going to stay on YouTube. Are you going to succeed? It depends. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to stop doing what you're doing. There are other platforms. If they kill us all, then they're the ones that die. But yes. You're right. If they kill everybody who's a creator on YouTube, YouTube will fall. Here's the problem. Okay. Here's an example. Let's say they get rid of Markiplier. Alright. For the people who follow Markiplier, that's a big deal. Why did they ban Mark? What did he do? Well... Uh-oh. Hold on a second here, Pen. Alright. I'll read that out in just a second, Pen. Give me a second. There's, that's actually really fucking long. So I'm gonna have to actually go to the site to get it. So they get rid of Markiplier. It's a stupid thing to do. But, hey, it's their platform. Now, with getting rid of Markiplier, a lot of people are going to be pissed. Obviously. But it doesn't matter. Because there's always someone else that is willing to fill that void. There's someone else that is willing to take the YouTube dollars, the YouTube views, the YouTube fame, all of that. And that's someone else that they can promote. So someone will step in. It's the same thing as if they got rid of PewDiePie, or they've been trying to get rid of PewDiePie, but it's the same thing as if they've been trying to do that. Someone's gonna be there to pick up the slack. You see it happen all the time. It's just like regular jobs. Regular jobs, I'm not talking about trade jobs where if you're trained in something, they really can't get rid of you because they can't train someone as good as you. I'm talking about working at McDonald's, working at Popeyes, working at KFC. Working at, hell, Deadspin. You can fucking quit and they won't care because there's going to be someone else ready to pick up that slack right behind you. Alright, so the $5 from Penn says, follow Panina-chan on twitch.tv/trickdesigns as she learns game development. She needs 30 more people to get eligible for affiliate. Thank you. You know, you're lucky I like you, Penn, or else I would not read your advertisement live on my stream. No, you're not late, Jacob. So, is it going to be the death of YouTube? No. Is it going to wake a lot of people up? Yes. Is it going to be something along the lines of BitChute and Minds are going to get better? Probably not. BitChute, unless you already have a huge audience, going over to BitChute isn't going to do anything. And yeah, people are still calling JonTron and PewDiePie far right. It's because the definitions don't mean anything anymore. But let's move away from this. Everyone panic. All right, let's move away from this. Let's talk about something stupid. You guys want to talk about something stupid? Get something more fun. It's November. It's November 10th. Believe it or not, November 10th is my brother's birthday. He's not watching, but if you guys want to wish him happy birthday or something like that in the chat, that's fine. His name is Daniel. I'm sure he will appreciate it. So, it's November, and there's a meme going around, and a joke called No Nut November, right? It's where you abstain from having sex, and you abstain from masturbation all of November. Why? I don't know. Someone decided to start it, and it happened, and whatever. Don't call him Danny Boy, he hates it. Now, there used to be No Shave-vember, where you didn't shave and then you would donate your hair to, like, a cancer society, your beard hair. That I could get behind. This No Nut November thing I cannot get behind. But did you guys know? Did you know that Rolling Stone has, let me turn the music down here. Rolling Stone has, uncovered something that is going to change the face of No Nut November for eternity. See, Zio Gold already knows. Rolling Stone. How a new meme exposes the far-right roots of No Nut November. I want to know. Because I know for a fact, because I'm an old fag from 4chan, I know that this started on 4chan. Tell me how it's got far-right roots. It was a stupid joke. I will let that shit sink in, and you guys can stew on that. Let me read some of this, and we can just talk about how, idiotic this is. Because it is. It's stupid. The idea of this is just retarded. No matter what, no matter who you are. Male or female. Or the 76 genders in between. This is ridiculous. If you spend a lot of time on certain extremely online corners of the internet ecosystem, they're talking about image boards, you've likely stumbled on to No Nut November. In that case, they're actually just talking about Twitter, because I've seen it a lot on Twitter. Or just hashtag NNN for short. Did you see that? It's NNN? You know, that's close to KKK? We found it. We found it within the first sentence of this article. We found out how it is close to far right white supremacy. It's because hashtag NNN is code for hashtag KKK. It's how they're getting the glory of... I'm sorry, I can't keep going with that stupid idea. Most guys, when they do nut, if they want the glory of white anything, it's white over someone's tits or face. Alright? Let's be honest here. An annual challenge encouraging men to refrain from masturbating, or even, for many, having any sex for the month. No Nut November was initially created as a parody of internet-born phenomena such as the Ice Bucket Challenge or Movember. skewering the silliness of viral internet challenges along with the more extreme claims made by proponents of NoFap, an anti-porn subreddit with 500,000 members. No Nut November has no connection to NoFap, though the two are often conflated, and NoFap will sometimes post hashtag NNN memes on its social media pages. This is a load. So, here we go again. Second verse, same as the first. Everybody remembers the OK hand symbol, right? The OK hand gesture. We all know what it is, right? It's just... Why is this not loading? Anyway. My emoticons are not loading. YouTube has already gotten to me. We all remember. It was a stupid 4chan prank. And yet, here we are. Current year, almost next current year, and we are getting this again. We're getting something that started as a joke and people know as a joke. And they're taking it seriously, guys. I don't know how they could take it seriously. Honestly. You admit in the first paragraph of your story that is supposed to be, I don't know what, groundbreaking, is a joke. How are you going to conflate this with the far right? Oh, and I want to talk about that for a second. Giving them symbols. Pepe, the OK hand symbol. Groiper. I don't know, 100 other different memes are now considered alt-right. How's it going, Cinder Shadow? So, okay. They tried to get the peace symbol to go that way too, right? By saying it represents two genders. We're giving them the symbol. And I'm not saying we as in me or you guys personally, because of how I know you guys know it's a fucking joke. But as a society, as a culture, we are giving them these symbols without fight back, without pushback. When the dude got banned from the Overwatch Grand Prix, from Overwatch Cup or World Cup or whatever the fuck it was called, it was because he was playing the finger game, I guess it's called, where you do an upside down hand symbol, and if you see it, your friend gets to punch you in the arm. If you put your finger through it, you get to punch them in the arm. It's a stupid fucking game. He was doing that. Circle game, thank you. He was doing that. And he got banned because it's a white supremacist symbol. And then there were videos out there basically explaining, because the alt-right now uses it, it is an alt-right symbol. No, it's not. It's still the OK hand symbol. It is still registering that, yeah, you're A-OK. You're good. But you allowing them to have it is taking it away from everyone else. And I'm sorry, SJW seems to be like a flagrant term now. Let's just call them what they are, culture warriors. And outrage warriors and all of that. You're giving it to them. You're speaking for everyone else and giving them this. Without us having any say in it. If we don't agree with you, well, we're alt-right. Because we happen to use the symbol. I don't agree with that. Tom, let's see, hold on here. Penn says, we have determined your account is no longer commercially viable. Therefore, we will be... well, they can try. I mean, if they do, they do. I guess we'll find out on December 10th, folks. Tom says, well, this is the problem. We all stood by while white nationalists took over the alt-right with the media's help. They know we aren't going to stop them. Unfortunately, that's true. But we are having people fight back with stupid shit like this, like pointing this out. Let's see, let's continue on, shall we? For most participants, the challenge is essentially an excuse to shitpost, as well as tweet memes skewering some of the more exaggerated purported benefits of abstaining from masturbation. Do you guys remember the meme about the 40-year-old virgin? Long time ago, what happens if you stay a virgin for 40 years? Does anybody remember? I know I do. What happens if you don't have sex before you're 40? I'm gonna let the chat see if they remembered before I answer. That Ishtar just dropped off some homemade bread, so I'm gonna close the gold. Become a wizard. Za got it. It's an old meme, but if you don't have sex by the time you're 40, you become a wizard. Now, they could have taken that, but that's exaggerated, and the proponents of not having sex at all. But there are many who take it seriously. No, there aren't. They are playing it up. They're playing it up just to entertain people. With at least 52,000 people, as of this writing, diligently documenting their day-by-day progress and setbacks on the subreddit No Nut November. Alright. Za, I know you're kind of a shit poster. Trey, I know you are too. If you're part of the No Nut November subreddit, because that's a thing that needs to happen, do you not think that you would maybe play up this whole no nut thing? Maybe make jokes about it, post memes, have fun with it? I think you guys would. Now, this says there are 52,000 people diligently documenting their day-to-day progress. On Twitter. Do we believe everything we read on Twitter? Because if that's true, then not only is Trump going to lose by a landslide, but Hillary Clinton is going to come back at the last moment to sweep the Democratic nomination, and we are going to not only be exiled from America because we're white males, or Republicans or conservatives, but we're also going to be able to get all of our weapons taken away because Beto thinks that everyone who is honest is just going to give them up. If any of that sounded ridiculous to you, well, that's because that's the shit that's been going around on Twitter. Oh, if you also go by everything you heard on Twitter as being honest-to-God truth, well, Anne Rice has been fucked over by the president for so long that she's finally getting all of her anger out by being the angry cheerleader who got dumped on prom and just shitposting about Trump constantly. Don't believe just because they're on Twitter telling you this that it's the honest-to-God truth is what's happening. This shit happened on Reddit. You know, there is a Reddit called the quit your bullshit, r/quit your bullshit. I can probably point that out for all 52,000 of those people. Quit your bullshit. Now here we go. Our No Nut November moderator, Yeevil, estimates that approximately 90% of the posts are from people actively participating, and also there's an occasional fallen member who stays on the subreddit for the community and laughs. Because, of course, the moderator from the No Nut November subreddit is going to tell you the honest-to-God truth. Alright, let's see where... They're going to try and wrap this up into alt-right. Somehow. So let's get to this before this drives me crazy. On its surface, No Nut November is fairly innocuous. While it may seem silly to abstain from masturbation for virtually no reason, some of the memes are pretty funny. And a month of abstinence, whether it be from sex or masturbation, certainly isn't going to kill anyone. Yeevil says the goal isn't to demonize porn or masturbation per se, but to prompt men to examine their own masturbation habits. In my opinion, most originally participate in No Nut November for the meme aspect of the challenge, but as the days go on, people begin to see how big their porn or masturbation dependency is. Plumber 2 says the general goal of NoFap is to not discourage masturbation in general, but to encourage men to temporarily abstain from their practice and return to a moderate, porn-free, non-compulsive masturbation. Why? Why? Why would I want to do something like that? It's there. Use it. Right? Alright, here we go. Alright, we're getting to the nitty-gritty here. Yet it would be naive to ignore their significant overlap between the general ideology of NoFap, and to a degree No Nut November, and that of the far right, which has increasingly co-opted the principles of masturbation abstinence. Where are we getting this? What is the name of the person who wrote this stupid thing? E.J. Dixon? EJ, where are your sources that you're getting this from? That the far right is slowly, increasingly co-opting the principles of masturbation abstinence. I would really love to know. This is something that I am interested in. Because if the far right is becoming champions for masturbation abstinence, are they saving it for the sheets? Maybe that's why the eye holes are so black and ragged. It's just they save it so long that it becomes acidic, and then they just squirt it out into two spots, and it makes the eye holes. What the fuck are we talking about here? What? You want to talk about conspiracy theories? This is one of them. This is a conspiracy theory. They want it so much to be true that the far right, the alt-right, the evil white supremacist Nazis that really don't really exist in large groups anymore, they want to believe that they're trying to take over every aspect of societal life. Because if they tell you that the alt-right and the far right and the neo-Nazis are doing this, they can stop you from doing it. You know what I say to that? Fuck you. Keep doing it. As a matter of fact, do it in front of them. Be like Louis C.K. and do it in front of them. Ask their permission first, but do it in front of them so that they can see you're not alt-right. Ask for their consent. Now, I'm not saying do it in a public place. I'm not saying put it, I'm not saying do it in a phone booth in front of thousands of people. I'm saying take the woman home or the dude home and be like, look, I'm participating in this and I need you to understand, I need your consent for it before I finish. Oh, God. Because the challenge is associated with abstaining from porn, some people associated with the movement have taken the extra step of harassing adult performers on social media. Because that's not what normal people... That's normal, right? I want you to... This is not from normal people if that's happening. If you're harassing porn actresses and porn actors, fuck off. They're doing a job. They're providing a service. Don't be a dick. Giving it an additional layer of troubling implications. In the past, No Nut November has always been like, oh, look at this ridiculous thing some people are participating in, says adult performer and director Casey Calvert. This year, people in the industry are talking about, oh, actually, this is connected to the far right, and maybe we shouldn't just be saying, ha ha ha, No Nut November. Wait! We found their source. Their source is rumors going around the porn industry. Come on! The rumors are the porn industry actors and actresses that are getting fucking harassed? A new meme brings these implications to sharp relief. It really doesn't, ladies and gentlemen. It really doesn't. Coomer is a reference to a meme of an unkempt, sleazy-looking, bearded man with a white tank top with vaguely Semitic features. What? Why is this considered vaguely Semitic? Is it because he has a big nose? You racist bastards! How dare you, Rolling Stone? Accompanied by the descriptive text like doesn't even know anything about politics, extremely aesthetic right arm, huge muscle, and has never heard of NoFap. Oh God. This is... Are you fucking... This is ridiculous. This is Pepe all over again. Shit, at this point, it's third verse, same as the first. So first, the rumors started by the porn industry, which, let's be honest, the only thing spreading faster in the porn industry than herpes are rumors. And now they're blaming it on memes. Look, we understand, okay? The left can't meme. So instead of learning how to do it, instead of becoming funny, instead of being irreverent, or having fun, they're trying to stop everyone else from having fun. Can't post Pepe anymore. Oh God, you're a white supremacist. Better not post Coomer because you're anti-Semitic. Well, what about this? What about this fucking image says Semitic? What part of this image says Jew? None. It is a smiling dude with trashy hair. Are you fucking kidding me? I can't with these people. I can't. Oh yeah, and let's not forget that the OK Boomer thing that Tom just hit me with is supposed to be the new N-word. We can't say OK Boomer anymore to people who are being idiots. Boomer is short for boomer, baby boomer. Baby boomer generation. It's the older generation. And why is OK Boomer an insult to people who are not from the boomer generation? It's because they're not understanding things the way the things work today. Tom hit me with the phone booth thing and called me OK Boomer because where are you going to find a phone booth? He's right. But it's not him calling me that. It's... Look, he didn't hard R call me nigger, okay? He's basically pointing out that I'm saying something that doesn't exist today and not understanding it. They're coming for fucking memes because they don't want us having fun anymore. We're not allowed to make fun of these idiots because they can't hit us back. So, taking the joke of No Nut November and turning it into the alt-right, well, they're going to take the joke away from us. We're not going to let them have fun. Okay, boomer is becoming something of a meme on Twitter, as an insult. And what do we get now? Okay, boomer is now the N-word. Are you goddamn kidding me with this shit? Do you guys want to see something even more ridiculous? Even more stupid that they're pushing? And when I say they, I mean the Telegraph, a fucking major news organization. Technically, if we're going to talk about what generation I am a millennial. I was born in 81. I was born the year the millennial generation started. I do not identify as a millennial. All of their idiocy is on them. I hold them accountable for their own fucking actions, and they can fuck right off. Do you guys want to see something even stupider than No Nut November that the Telegraph is pushing? Because I know one of the things that they keep talking about is the death of the nuclear family. Now, what is the nuclear family? Nuclear family is mom, dad, 2 kids, and a fucking dog with a white picket fence. This is what a typical family is supposed to look like. This is when someone says there's a family, there is things like, that is what pops into your head. Now, that's the death of it is what they want with passing things. Now, I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're a lesbian. I don't care if you're bi. I don't care if you're trans. I don't care if you're two-souled. I don't care what the fuck you identify as. If you want to marry somebody and they want to marry you, you deserve to marry them. You can be miserable like the rest of us. But here's where I draw the line. Don't push your shit on me if it's not something I agree with. God, Ishtar, don't tell lies to the people in this chat. How dare you? Avocados are disgusting and should be banned. They should not be This is another reason we need to get rid of California, is because that's where most of the avocados come from. Let's cut that state out, send it off into the water, and watch it sink. They want these SJW asshats want nothing more than the death of the nuclear family. And here's a good example of what I mean. From the Telegraph. Why men should give their wives a cheat pass this Christmas. For those of you who don't know what a cheat pass is, it's you give your spouse someone on their list that they can bone, and you can't get mad about it. You know, Ishtar, I know where you sleep. If I happen to have a pillow fall on your face while you're sleeping soundly, and I happen to trip and fall on it while it's on your face, I cannot be held accountable for it. How's it going, Vin? So, why men should give their wives a cheat pass? Now, it's not why women should give their men a cheat pass, because it's already assumed that men cheat. But why women should be given a cheat pass by their husbands? What? It will not let me finish reading this. I don't want to... Alright, hold on. The things I do for you people. I really need to delete this song off of my playlist. I can't stand it. Where is it? Okay. We're going to remove from list. And there. Sorry, guys. That was horrible. Oh, really? Alright, give me just a second, guys. I will be right back. What? I didn't accidentally drop a pillow on Ishtar while she was napping. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't lie. Alright. This is the things I do for you people. I mean, she is napping. I don't know if, I mean, you guys sleep deep enough where you don't breathe, right? Oh, good. You updated your privacy policy. Can I read this now? Thank God. Jesus. All right, the things I do for you guys. No, stop it. This is from Rosa Silverman. Yes, I actually paid a $3 subscription to read this for you guys because it's just that fucking stupid. When I told my husband I was interviewing a writer who thinks men should give their wives a cheat pass, this Christmas, he understandably had some questions. How would the wife find someone suitable for the occasion? That's easy. Guys will have sex with anything. Just look at Lena Dunham. We were talking in the abstract, of course, and I deemed it safer to treat this as rhetorical because I didn't want to tell my husband that I want to bang our neighbor. I assured him that yes, it was all very unfeasible and concluded he'll more likely gift me jewelry, even though I really want him to just let the neighbor plow me from behind. But Wednesday Martin, whose latest book, Untrue, explores why nearly everything we believe about women and lust and infidelity is wrong, is not being flippant. We now know long-term relationships are harder on female desire than they are on male desire, she says. Many experts now believe monogamy is a tighter fit for women than for men. This Christmas, give your wife something she really wants. Something truly exciting. A hall pass. You're welcome, Optimus. Do you want to know? This is just. Do you understand the stupidity of that statement? Do you want to know why men and women have a problem over time with sex? It's because people are still embarrassed about it. Okay? People are still embarrassed to tell their partner that I didn't really enjoy you sticking your thumb in my ass. Or maybe next time if you want to plow me from behind, wait until I'm wet first. Or hell, foreplay. Ishtar says, can I have a hall pass? I have the Rock on speed dial. Only if he's willing to share. The problem with relationships is people are afraid to talk. Okay? You have to be able to talk to your partner and tell them what you like, what you don't like. And you want to know what happens when you do that? You actually have fulfilling sex for both of you. Your partner, be it male or female, will want to come back for more if you make sure that they're happy as well as you being happy. Now, this is a two-way street. This is not something that is just you continually take care of them. They have to want to take care of you too. And then things like this aren't going to be a problem. As Ishtar says, what happens? Multiple orgasms. More enjoyment through sex. More fulfilling sex. You won't have to look at your neighbor or the busboy. Hell, you won't even have to go to Tom. Okay? This is things that people don't get. This, for the uninitiated, is an agreement between partners in a romantic relationship that one or both may sleep with other people. This is a bad idea. If you are not in a polyamorous relationship or a relationship with with an open relationship with no rules, and you start off that way, it's fine. But if you're not and you want to open it up, that's the problem, because that means you want to sleep with someone else. Your partner may not. You'd have one if, say, you were into polyamory, which involves having intimate relationships with more than one partner, with the consent of all partners involved. Polyamory does not work. Okay? Emotions do not fit into that type of box. There is a problem with being able to... You have a problem with caring too... There are people who care too much in a relationship. Those people can't split that between more people. I'm saying this... I'm not making sense. But if you have... There are different types of personalities. Personality A is only good with one person. Okay? Personality B doesn't like to have a lot of long-term relationships. Likes to have multiple partners. Likes to experience the spice of life. And then you have personality C, who doesn't care as long as they get their dick wet, or get filled, or have an orgasm. Personality A cannot be with personality C, because personality C is going to hurt personality A. And personality A will not be able to pick up personality B. Okay? For someone who wants to sleep with multiple partners, don't get into a relationship. It's that simple. Just say you want to have fun. Just say you just feel like staying dating. Just say that, you know what, I'd rather fuck as many people as I want. Sometimes at the same time. But do not get married to someone and then suddenly do that. Confused yet? I hope to God not, because I think I explained it pretty well. Or just wondering how the logistics would work? Never mind how on earth to broach the topic with your significant other. Yeah, that's something that I've personally experienced. Not doing the opening conversation, but being on the opposite end of that. I don't want to get into that. I already did a stream a long time ago when I was drunk. Explained everything. Martin, when we met at a boutique hotel in South Kensington during her visit to London from the US, has plenty of answers. Starting from the premise that we're only now beginning to understand women's sexuality properly. She explains that contrary to popular opinion, women tire of their sexual partners faster than men, and need just as much sexual adventure and novelty as their male counterparts, if not more. No. No. The reason women are cheating more than men is because they are unsatisfied, unfulfilled. They do not tell their partner what they want because they expect it to go a certain way. Do I think there needs to be, I don't know, sex therapy? Yes. Do I think that they need to teach some of this shit in school? Yes. Why? Because then you won't have people going out there thinking that women are only attracted to certain things or only do certain things. And women won't be out there expecting sex to be a certain way. There are jokes upon jokes upon jokes upon jokes of that comedians say about women who have a man who finishes too quick, or has a man who takes too long, or has a man that doesn't satisfy her needs. Do you want to know what all of that takes? How to solve all of that shit? Stop being a baby and fucking talk to your partner. Tell them what you like. Tell them what you don't like. Tell them what feels good. Show them what feels good. If you're a woman who doesn't like to have your clit played with and your boyfriend continues to play with it, tell him to stop. Dudes, if your girl is going down on you a certain way and you don't like that, tell her to stop. If she freaks out or he freaks out, I'm sorry, I want this to feel good for me too, and you're doing something I don't like. I am not going to fake it for you. There are some guys who like teeth. Just saying, where was I? To support this theory, she draws on a range of relatively recent scientific and social scientific studies, as well as interviews with experts on female infidelity in a range of fields and plenty of untrue women themselves. Anecdotal evidence, ladies and gentlemen. That's how this social thing is working. Anecdotal fucking evidence. Oh, God. If I knew this, I wouldn't have read this if I knew it was going to get me this in reach. This is a long-ass fucking article. I guess I paid for it. Alright. Here, we're gonna put the final hammer in this fucking coffin. If you are in a relationship, and it's only two people, and you want to sleep with other people, make sure you're no longer in that relationship. Because you are not looking to spend your emotion, your time, or your money on the person you're with. And if you happen to be married and this situation comes up, one, you need to talk to your fucking husband or wife immediately and find out why you're having this issue. If counseling is needed, have counseling. If it's not needed and it's just not going to work for the two of you, get a divorce. A hall pass is not going to help you. Because if, ladies, let's just say the person you had a hall pass with is better at sex than your husband. Are you going to be able to just go back and sleep with only him, being unsatisfied for the rest of your life with him? Or are you going to sneak out and go sleep with the dude that's better at sex? This creates a problem. Men, we'll go to the opposite side. Men, you get a hall pass. Holy shit. And you sleep with someone. And it's completely different. She takes care of your needs better than your wife ever could, or your girlfriend ever could. Are you gonna stop and go back to not being fulfilled sexually? If you're a rational fucking person, which I'm hoping most of you are, the answer is gonna be no. You're not gonna go back. You're gonna keep going to that person. And you're gonna cheat. And you're gonna become a jackass. Or you're gonna become that bitch. Instead, since it wasn't working for you, have a trial separation. If you're married. Or break up with the bitch. It's that simple. Do not do this if you're in a relationship. If you start with a polyamorous relationship, that's fine. But if you're in a monogamous relationship, don't do the whole, I'm going to open it up just this one time. It doesn't work. It never works. It will never, ever, ever work. Man, I'm a little ranty this weekend. Woof. Sorry, guys. Alright. We all know that Twitter is a wonderful, horrible, disgusting place. And in being so, there are ways that you can avoid certain people on Twitter. Right? The mute button, the block button, things like that. A little while ago, I think about a year ago, I don't know if you guys know this, Donald Trump blocked someone on Twitter. And they took him to court. I don't know if you guys heard about this. Trump basically was told, you cannot block people on Twitter because you are denying people access to the President of the United States. Every time you tweet, you are creating an opportunity for the people of America to talk to you, to get a hold of you, whether you pay attention to them or not. So blocking someone from that is actually denying them their First Amendment rights. Now, if you guys didn't hear about this, the SJWs and the far left and Antifa crowed about it on Twitter. Going crazy. Trump can't block me. I can say whatever the fuck I want to him and there's nothing he can do about it. Do you want to know what happened? No, it was court decided, Tom. Court decided. Supreme Court decided. Do you want to know what happened? Well, our favorite member of the squad, the leader of the squad, well, she decided to go on a bit of a blocking spree. Which she's not allowed to do, because she is a public employee. You are very late, Cuttlefish. You are an hour and a half late. How dare you? Your penance is you have to find 100 people to subscribe to this channel. But AOC went on blocking people. Well, she was warned because of the precedent that President Trump set. You cannot block them. AOC, on the other hand, saw otherwise. She got taken to court. Well, instead of letting it go through, she decided to settle outside of court. So, AOC settles lawsuit and apologizes for blocking a critic on Twitter. Well, let's get into this. Why it matters. Per the New York Daily News, Ocasio-Cortez was scheduled to testify in Brooklyn federal court Tuesday in the case brought by Dovhikind in July. That can't be his real name. Dovhikind cannot be his real name. It can't... Days after a federal appeals court made a landmark ruling that President Trump violated the Constitution in blocking critics on Twitter. The ruling set a precedent that any elected official, from local mayor to the president, who blocks a constituent on Twitter could be found guilty of violating the constituent's First Amendment's rights, Axios says. I have reconsidered my decision to block Dovhikind from my Twitter account. Mr. Hikin has a First Amendment right to express his views and should not be blocked from them. In retrospect, it was wrong and improper and does not reflect the values I cherish. I sincerely apologize for blocking Mr. Hikin. See, rules for thee, but not for me. Because if it was Trump, which it had been, AOC ranted at Trump about how he's not allowed to block, how it's not fair for him to block people. They need access to the president at all times. They should be able to see how stupid he is when he tweets. But when it's her, it's okay. See, that's the problem. It's not. So, what Hikin said on Twitter about the outcome was a great victory not only for me, but for the citizens and free speech everywhere. This is just a quick one. But what's the big picture? I love that this is summarized in the big picture, what he's saying, and how to go deeper and things like that. Ocasio-Cortez tweeted in August that she had blocked fewer than 20 Twitter accounts for ongoing harassment. Not harassment. Not disagreeing with you and calling you the idiot that you are, you horse-faced, no-brained, idiotic moron. Look, I don't have a problem with her being in relationships. I just wish the donkeys would stop trying to run away. YouTuber and New York Republican congressional candidate Joey Salads tweeted in July that he had also filed a suit against the freshman lawmaker after she blocked him. How bad do you gotta be to get to block Joey Salads? I mean, she may have a horse fetish. I don't know. Maybe it's the only thing that she can get that could actually hold a conversation with her and understand it. He tweeted on Monday, hopefully this means she must unblock me as well. Unfortunately for me, I had several lawyers who had to drop out of my lawsuit due to the extreme controversial nature. I don't know why Joey Salads would be shying away from the controversial nature of it. He's a controversial person. Do you want to know what else is controversial? Aside from Daily Mail not letting me use my ad blocker. I'm sorry, Steve. I'm not talking about horses. I'm talking about donkeys. I mean, AOC definitely is a jackass. So I apologize ahead of time for all the ads that are going to be on this article. But I'm sick of the subliminal shade. Angry Target shoppers say anti-theft stickers are only being placed on darker shades of makeup. Does anybody want to take a swing at why? Now, I know I'm being hyperbolic because it doesn't necessarily mean that all Targets are putting security tabs on the darker foundations. It just means that this one is. God damn, the ads are horrible. Target is under fire after a picture was shared widely on social media, showing only the darkest shades of e.l.f. Cosmetics foundations marked with the anti-theft stickers. And here you can see it in the picture. A Twitter user shared the since deleted post earlier this week in a tweet aimed at the retail giant that garnered more than 16,000 retweets. Ray says, "We didn't do nothing." Moments later, "You put that shit in my hand and in my purse and in my son's diaper." That's one of the pushbacks, Cuttlefish. It's so cheap. I mean, it's $6. The photo showed rows of foundation ranging several skin tones, but 4 of the darker tones were covered in stickers reading, "This item is electronically protected." "Any reason you only putting these anti-theft devices on the darkest shades?" the user wrote while tagging Target's Twitter account. The user told Daily Dot that they did not take the photo themselves, but initially saw it on Facebook and decided to repost it. It is unclear where this Target store in question is located. All right, let's play the what if game, shall we? So, what if this Target was in Compton? Now, we know Compton is not the greatest city, but it does house a lot of certain minorities. Now, I don't want to get too spicy, but we can say that those certain minorities, in that city in particular, don't like to necessarily pay for things. What skin tone foundations do you think they have been targeting? If you're saying the darker skin tones, congratulations, you have logistical understanding skills. If you say that's racist, well, then you're nothing more than an idiot. Ishtar says, "I have been in Target's makeup section repeatedly, never seen those stickers, but then I don't live in a ghetto." Oof. Cinder Shadow says, "What if this Target only had enough sensors to cover the black ones?" And Zeo Gold says, "Press X if you think that only white SJWs are getting upset over Target doing this." Zeo Gold, you'd probably be right. Tom, yes, we talked about that last week. They lowered the criminal charge for shoplifting. So Target, in its infinite wisdom in California, would be trying to protect its merchandise. Right? Well, unfortunately, that's not something you can do if it looks like it's dedicated outrage. You're racist if you try and protect your merchandise. Since it reached Twitter, the photo has sparked an array of reactions, with outrage taking the lead among users. Because, of course it does. One user wrote on Thursday, "Are they implying dark skin shades are the only ones being stolen?" Yes, they are. Do you want to know why they're implying that only dark shades are being stolen? Because only dark shades are being stolen. They have computers that register their shrink. And for those of you who don't know what shrink is, it's the amount of things that have been stolen from your stores that don't mix up or don't match up with what the POS register says. This happens on a monthly basis, if not more, for giant box stores like Target and Walmart. To match up what you're missing compared to what you have. It is so you have an actual form of inventory, so you know what you have to buy to fill the shelves of the shit that people steal. So, if they are putting stickers on the darker skin tone foundations, it means that those are going missing more than the others. Let's read on, shall we? Since logic has been thrown out the window that all of Target is fucking racist, let's finish reading. Let's see if there's some pushback, aside from me and the people in this chat who are actually goddamn intelligent. One woman pulled Walmart. I'm thinking they meant dragged Walmart, not pulled, because that's not a thing, and said she saw something similar on their black hair products. "I'm about sick of Target and Walmart with their subliminal shade. I peeped the anti-theft devices on only black hair products as well. Well, if those are the things being stolen, those are the things that are going to get the stickers. Alright, let me let you in on a little hint, motherfuckers, about those stickers. Unless you can feel the ridges on the sticker of the electronic device underneath, or of the chip underneath, that is going to set off the alarm system, those stickers don't mean shit. They are just stickers for deterrent. This is not something new. This has been going on for fucking years. So, here's a thing. Did you know that the register was created in order to stop theft? A long time ago. It didn't work then, it doesn't work now. People find a way to steal. And if you see more of the same shit being stolen, you kind of want to protect that shit. Because it is a loss for your company. How is this something that people don't understand? It's simple. Okay? Take your outrage and wanting to become popular on social media, take that out of the equation and sit down and think for a second. This all has to do with where the store is. If it was in the Mexican barrio, okay, I'm sure the brown tones would probably be stolen more. If it was near a trailer park, I'm pretty sure the pink and lighter tones would be stolen more. If this is smack dab in the middle of fucking Oakland, it's probably the black folk that are stealing more. There is no shade being thrown by fucking Target dedicated to the people of color. Target just wants you to buy their shit and get the fuck out. They want you to come spend $150. Try and apply for their Target gift card so you can save that $25 once and then be in debt to them because you have to pay off the goddamn card. Let's hope you get them points though so you can get redeemed with fucking coupons. Walmart doesn't give a shit that you're black. Walmart doesn't give a shit if you're purple. Walmart doesn't give a shit if you have 3 dicks and a vagina. They just want you to buy their shit and leave. Cuttlefish says that's also basic thinking. White girls can jack too. We use the dark tones for contouring. I have no idea what any of that means, but whatever, we'll go with it. One user questioned the store's leadership in regards to such an alleged oversight. They wrote, "What the fuck? I actually rarely see anti-theft stickers on makeup at all, let alone slapped on like that. That does not look like an actual decision made by leadership." No, it probably wasn't. It probably wasn't made by leadership. It was probably made by the manufacturer! Two women who reportedly worked at American Eagle pointed out that teenage girls tend to steal the most items in their experience. Oh god, Target is now fucking sexist. Not only are they racist, but they're goddamn sexist because they are targeting young teenage thieves! Look, I was homeless at one point in my life, and I do not feel shame for admitting it. But at my worst, I did steal. I shoplifted. I didn't shoplift makeup. I shoplifted a candy bar. I shoplifted a sandwich. I shoplifted something to drink. So, I did it. Never got caught. But I was hungry. Stealing makeup, well, that's more of you're trying to be, I don't know, edgy? Trying to be cool? It's not cool to steal. Do I regret it at the time? No. Do I regret that I have that on my conscience? A little bit, yeah. But, come on. Are we really talking about how Walmart and Target are racist and sexist by targeting young, black, brown, white, all of the colors of the rainbows? We're targeting young fucking thieves? I talked about this last week with California changing the law. In California, as an owner of a store, you now have to accept the fact that you're going to be stolen from and that there's nothing you can do about it. And that police will refuse to do something about it because California is hell. I have many favorite candy bars, Foul. But the ones that I did steal at the time were whatchamacallits and Crunch candy bars. They're the easiest. But this is fucking stupid. And this is what I've been talking about to people who have talked to me about this. This is HR's problem. This is the problem we have with companies who have a presence on Twitter. They don't understand outrage culture. They will never understand outrage culture because they go off of a model that does not exist online. They go off of the power of 3 by the power of 10. A good experience, that person will tell 3 of their friends. A bad experience, that person will tell 10 of their friends. And those 10 tell more, and those 10 tell, that whole thing. This is what HR and social media supervisors do not get about this shit. For the many angered replies calling Target out for racial discrimination, there were also people who attempted to explain away the incident, who were completely ignored, I guarantee. A man nope, already can't say it this, it's a dude. Throw it away. We gotta throw the opinion away because it's a dude talking about makeup. Now he looks like a fucking soy boy, but we can't take his opinion or his logic into consideration. You do not know because you do not understand women's experiences with stealing makeup. So take your opinion and get it the fuck out of here. But in all seriousness, in fairness, let's hear what he had to say. In all likelihood, a decision to place the theft deterrent devices on items is not made by a human, but is generated by an inventory management software system. That, he goes on to explain, is counting on what is being stolen. Others chalked it up to those shades simply getting stolen the most. Because that's, logical. Right? They put anti-theft devices on items that get stolen the most. So those shades are the ones getting stolen. So yes, what Target is saying by putting those stickers on the darker shades of foundation is that little black bitches are stealing from their store and they're trying to stop it. Now, we get a little shade thrown at Elf, and Cuttlefish kind of threw that already. But in an entirely different reaction to the viral photo, other users joked about Elf's cheap prices and how stealing it was basically free. Well, I'm sure they meant to word that differently, because stealing it is free. But some Elf products are sold as low as $1. It's only Elf makeup because it's basically free, a woman wrote. Who's really out there stealing Elf cosmetic foundations, though? Who's really out here stealing Elf she said it twice. Since the public backlash, Target has seemingly reached out to the initial poster to learn more information about the specific store and time the photo was taken, because they want to grovel under the pressure of this outrage. Target is not the only chain retailer that has been accused of profiling customers and locking away certain products. In a video shared on TikTok, appears to be in a Walmart where similar incidents have occurred. Oh, we're looking at it right now. Look at all the lighter tones. And then we get to... Oh, no. Still lighter tones. They're the lighter tones, and they're locked up. This kind of throws all that shit out the window, that it's directed to black people. You know, it's almost as if they're just trying to protect their product. Funny that. I know for a fact if I was a store and I saw certain items being stolen, I would try and protect those items. See, Zaw said more stores lock away video games. Are you being profiled as a stealer? Yes, you are, Zaw. You are now a minority. Did you know that? But you're not the right minority. You're a gamer, which means you're an evil, patriarchal, white supremacist who hates women. Because there are no girls in the gaming industry. At all. No one's ever seen a single girl playing a video game. You know, Ishtar doesn't exist at all. She's just a figment of your all imagination. It's a mass hallucination every Monday and Friday where you get to see her on camera play games. That's just her being the face of the guy behind her who is not on camera playing the games. So, for those of you who need explanation, that's the explanation. See, she admits it. She's a cleverly hot constructed lie. The user videotapes a row of hanging Maybelline Fit Me concealers while explaining that the lighter shades can easily be pulled down by customers. The darker tones are latched away behind red locks. I'm sorry. Those are still light tones, you fucking lying bitch! No one listens to the people with logic. No one listens to the people who are actually talking about the video. They just want to listen to the outrage. If you watch the video, which is still going, it's the same tones. The same fucking tones. I don't see darker tones, I see light tones. To demonstrate, she pulls the locked shades to show that they cannot be removed. It's cardboard. If you really wanted to remove them, you could. It is a simple deterrent. Walmart has not publicly addressed the video. Do you want to know why Walmart's smart enough to not publicly address the video? Because Walmart gives less than a shit about this racist shit that they're being accused of. Because they don't care. They know for a fact that they're just protecting their product. Oh, yay. Thank you for that. Cinder just ruined my day even more. I went to read this article to make me calm down a bit. Unfortunately, it's not working. So we're going to have to go with something else here. Do we all know who we all know what The View is, right? I'm sure we all know what The View is. Ray has some wise words here. He says, "Remember, in the land of the blind, the man with one eye is burned as a heretic." Ishtar says, "I got some patriarchy internalized earlier." No comment. So, Donald Trump Jr. has a new book coming out called Triggered. What's the full thing? They gotta have it here. Triggered: How the Left Thrives on Hate and Wants to Silence Us. I actually want to get this book. I want to read it. I want to see what he has to say. Because for those of us in the chat, we actually know for a fact that this is true. We're talking about outrage culture right now. Am I outraged by this? No. I'm pissed off because they can't fucking understand what logic is. They can't understand coherency. And that does upset me. So I do want to get Donald Trump Jr.'s book. Maybe it's on Audible, I don't know. But we're going to stop the music here because I'm going to play a video for you guys. We're going to play this where he basically goes at it with Joy Behar, who, well, Joy Behar is one of those people who is supposed to be a comedian and did blackface, but we're not supposed to remember that she did blackface because for her it was completely different. So let's...
There's a lot to say, so let's go.
Yeah, we're gonna get...
All his fans are in the front.
We got 10 tickets out of about 150, so we figured we got to stack the deck a little bit, right?
Well, you guys are here. We're gonna get to Triggered the book in a moment and your relationship, but you did something that triggered a lot of people yesterday, including myself, by releasing the name of the whistleblower. The whistleblower whose complaint has now led to impeachment hearings. The whole point of releasing a name is to intimidate someone, to threaten someone, and to scare other people from coming out. That's something that dictators do. I've lived in China. I've seen that firsthand. That's not what America does. That's not who we do. We stand by our people. Why did you want to release the name?
All right, real quick, before Trump Jr. gives his answer. The tweet he retweeted was from a report that was a couple weeks old. The name was already out there. Hundreds of people had already seen it. Hundreds of people had already tweeted it out. But Donald Trump Jr. is the reason that this person is now exposed. Not the article that was written about the whistleblower. Not the article that had the name out there. Not the other people that fucking tweeted the name out. Donald Trump Jr., for the sake of him being related to the Antichrist known as Orange Man Bad, is the reason that the whistleblower is now afraid. Let's... Listen to that crowd. Listen to the crowd. Did you hear the crowd? They said something about Donald Trump being bad. And then the real crowd showed up and started booing.
The answer is the whistleblower's name was on a little website called The Drudge Report a couple days ago. It was in Real Clear Politics. I literally quote tweeted an article that had the guy's name in the title of the article. So that whole thing is nonsense, but I wish the outrage would be equal. I mean, there was no outrage when, my family got an exploding letter of, with white powder substance in it. They're protecting a guy, in the CIA, and great outrage, but when your family gets something, it's there. And that's a big part of the book, which is, it's not a level playing field in terms of outrage. We do live in an outrage culture.
He asked to be anonymous. Your family did not. There's a difference.
It doesn't matter if he asked to be anonymous. He went public with this, with all of this information to someone trying to get the president impeached for nothing. So we're talking about fucking the Ukraine gate. I hate gate at the end of anything. It's stupid. People need to stop saying it, but that's what it's called right now. Ukraine gate, Russia gate, Mueller gate, fucking everything gate. Okay. They couldn't get him with Russia. A 3-year, multi-million-dollar investigation. And they couldn't get him. No collusion. And they're still trying to get him on obstruction, which they're not getting him on that either. Alright, Watergate was the first one. Watergate is fine. Sorry, I didn't realize I had the thing up. But Ukraine Gate. They couldn't get him on Stormy Daniels either. Oh, and her lawyer is going to prison for a while. He stole millions of dollars from his clients. Anyway. So they couldn't get him on Russia. Now they're trying to get him on the Ukraine. Here's a little known fact for people. And I actually had this conversation with someone on Twitter a couple days ago. Here's a little factoid. The Ukraine hates Russia. Hates them. with a fiery passion. So, don't you think that if they had actual evidence, and I mean real hard evidence that everyone says that they have, that they would give that information to the media, that they would let that information fly? I mean, you have political things against your enemies. Don't you think that shutting down one of their biggest allies would be a good idea? I know I fucking would. But instead, the Ukraine has kind of said, nah, got nothing. Oh, and Trump slapped his dick on the fucking table, going, you guys want to hear it? Fine. Pff, here's the transcript. Read it yourself. All right, Tom. See you later. So instead, since Russiagate was nothing, Ukraine Gate is nothing, they have to get him on something else. Well, Donald Trump Jr. is now basically exposing the already exposed whistleblower. Well, hold on, guys. Hold on. Shouldn't we be talking about something more important? You know, like the fact that Epstein didn't kill himself? That kind of thing? The report that was buried? That? Maybe we should talk about that. No. Donald Trump Jr., he's who we got to talk about. He's the big news.
Literally millions of people, and for days he's been out there in the media.
But
You know,
make
so,
it
so
right.
not. So what's the difference
It's
between
different
me
when the
tweeting about
president's
it?
son does it, though, isn't it?
Why? I mean, I'm a private citizen putting this out there. If everyone in this
campaign
room would have
surrogate,
read
though.
this, I don't see any difference whatsoever. The reality is, it seems to me, and again, my point of view on this, it seems to me that everyone is outraged that his name is out there because now people are saying, okay, he's tied to Joe Biden while Joe Biden was working in the White House. He has ties to Brennan, who's been leading the cabal on Trump. It's not, you know,
But that's
let's
not,
be honest about what it
But
is.
just to be clear, that's not why I'm outraged. I'm outraged.
Who rang a fucking bell? I didn't ring a bell. Who the fuck rang the bell?
Because I care about diplomacy in this country. I care about how we protect the people when they see a wrongdoing, that they go through the proper political channels and they are protected for doing that. So you can say that whatever outlet
Abby,
released
but let's not kid ourselves.
But the name has been out there for 5 days.
That doesn't make it right.
But
to release
nevertheless,
the name.
But Abby, you guys, ABC is right now chasing down a whistleblower about all of the Epstein stuff because those stories were killed. So if we're going to have the conversation about the outrage
Okay,
about
can we
whistleblowers,
can we stay
you
on
work
that?
with CBS stuff.
Oh no, he's bringing up their hypocrisy. We can't have him bring up hypocrisy. Whoopi, stop him, Whoopi. Okay, so let's talk about that, shall we? The Epstein thing, the ABC thing. Did you know that the person who brought up the ABC stuff, the leaker, was found and fired from CBS after working for ABC? They're not going to piss and moan about that. Do you want to know why? Because it has nothing to do with Trump. We're going to subsume that. We're going to hide that. And instead, what we're going to do is we're going to make it about you exposing someone's name who has already been exposed. So, how does that make sense? Well, here we go. This is two different types of whistleblowing. One is federal. One is business. Now, we do have laws on the books. We do have laws on the books that protect whistleblowers in business. But those do not protect their anonymity. It protects them from their business, their employment. It doesn't protect them from being found out by the public. Unfortunately. Especially if it's something big. If it's something big like Enron, you'd want that whistleblower to be fucking hidden because they're not going to make it to their next birthday. But being a whistleblower and talking about your manager saying something that they didn't do, that they put on the report that they did, that's different. That is protected. This federal protection, that's a little different. You know, the laws are a little different for that. They are protected from prosecution. They are protected basically from the media. They get to be put in witness protection. They are not protected from their names being put out there. They're not protected from actual discovery. And that's the problem a lot of these people have. They're not protected from them being discovered. It doesn't matter if he said he wanted to stay anonymous or not. You don't... Once you do something like this, once you try and lambast the most powerful man in the nation, people are going to want to know who you are. And unfortunately, they're going to find you. You don't get to have your anonymity the entire time. You don't get to soak it up and then eventually, in a year, have a book with your name on it, calling yourself the whistleblower, named How I Brought Down Trump with a Single Phone Call. That's not going to happen. People are going to find out who you are. People are going to put your name out there. And guess what? You're going to want those protections from the federal government after that happens. So let's keep going back here. Let's see Whoopi Goldberg try and fucking move back to bringing it all about how Donald Trump Jr. is an evil person for releasing a name that was already released.
Can we stick to what she asked in the question? Just because if we start getting off on
He's giving an equal example, Whoopi.
Because there's so much hypocrisy out there. Now, I understand that the mainstream media is left-leaning. I don't think anyone's ever debated that or doubted that for a long time. But they've gotten rid of the pretense of objectivity at this point. There is no, they're like, you know what, we're just going to be the marketing wing of the other side.
Just let me interrupt. If you talk...
Ouch. Yeah, I don't know what the hell is up with her hair. Because you can see the roots. The roots are still dark. I don't know why the rest of her hair is white as snow. But look, what he says is true. There's no objectivity anymore. He gave an equal comparison. His comparison is equivalent to the other. They're both whistleblowers. They're both did something important. They both shine the light on something that wasn't supposed to be shined on. Why is one considered one way and the other considered another? Aside from the fact that one is business and one is federal, that's it. Neither of the laws that consider those two things have anything to do with keeping anonymity. Yeah, it's leftist doublethink. I understand. I believe me, I understand that. But every single time, like, there are things that happen that they talk about, and then things like this, but they don't want to talk about a cover-up, an actual cover-up from ABC, an actual cover-up from the media.
If you talk about hypocrisy, you seem fine with people leaking information if it makes you and your father look good, because WikiLeaks and Julian Assange is a cyber terrorist, right? And I think
Julian Assange is a cyber terrorist. In your opinion, he's a cyber terrorist basically because, well, Hillary didn't win. I wish I had it brought up because I didn't think I would get to this point, but I wish I had the meme of Hillary Clinton saying the Republicans are not going, or Donald Trump is not going to accept the results of the election. And then for the last 3 fucking years, the Democrats and the far left haven't been able to accept the results of the fucking election because of one fucking phrase: popular vote. Okay, Hillary won the popular vote. Cool. Here's the problem. She didn't win the vote of the people. She didn't win the states that she needed to win. The popular vote means absolute shit. It just means she was the more popular candidate. You can see by the look in their faces that the gears in their heads just stopped moving. Yes, Zeo Gold, that's very true. And Cuttlefish says WikiLeaks had shit on Republicans too. I say that as a Republican. WikiLeaks had shit on everyone. I'm sure WikiLeaks has shit on me that I didn't even know.
Russian puppet. You were fine promoting his stuff and your dad praising him on the campaign trail if it makes you look good. So how is this whistleblower who went through the right channels, how are you now releasing his name and putting his life in danger, but WikiLeaks was doing the right thing?
If I can, just first, thank you so much.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity. So here's the thing. There's a lot of context to, and I hear what you're saying. It's a fair enough question because he may be a private citizen, but nevertheless, he is the son of the president of the United States.
And a campaign surrogate.
And he's somebody who works as a campaign surrogate, but not officially, with the campaign. But nevertheless, when you look at this facts and you look at the circumstance, you look at, in fact, even on this show, the first day after the election, they said, and now let's start with impeachment. This has been something that's been going on. It's been a concerted effort by a lot of people who are disappointed by the results of the election to undo it and remove a duly elected president of the United States, number one. Number two, when you look, well, it was on this show on November 9th. So
No, actually, it wasn't.
You guys
listen,
talked about impeachment.
We've had all kinds of. Wait, now see, I listened. Now I'm asking for the same.
Fair.
We are an opinion show.
Correct.
That's what we do.
Correct.
What you seem to have done and feels very disingenuous because you can't say I'm a private citizen and yet you're in the middle of all of this. You brought to the FBI folks, everybody talked to you. You're part of this. So when you release a name like that, even if it was out for 10 days or 20 days, you have to know that people, if you were talking about the white powder that your family got, this guy's family's getting the same thing. And why is it okay for one and not...
Yes, Whoopi, why is it okay for you to condemn Donald Trump Jr., but it's not okay for you to condemn the same actions of the same people doing the same fucking thing? Apparently, he goes in on Behar. I don't want to watch the rest of this. I'm running a little late, so we're gonna look. The View is an opinion show, right? They just said that they're an opinion show. Why is it then that the opinion of the opinion show always seems to lean one direction? Now, I've seen over the last few years that Whoopi Goldberg has had some very spicy takes, according to her co-hosts, to where they didn't necessarily agree. Okay? They didn't... I didn't even get to that one. Oh, well. They didn't necessarily agree with what she had to say because it was a pro-Trumpian, pro-conservative take. And then there was also the take about Whoopi Goldberg saying, I don't care if a woman hits a man. A woman shouldn't be hitting anybody. Nobody should be hitting anybody. So, it bothers the living shit out of me that all of this is ridiculous. And shows like that want the outrage. They want the crowd to cheer them on as they say, now we need to start impeachment for Donald Trump. Now we need to start doing this. Everything that Trump is doing is something that needs to be taken down. Everything that Trump is doing is something that needs to happen. This, blah, like I said, that's all they fucking are. Fucking seals being fed things. So, that's why I'm doing this. And today, yeah, I maybe have gone off on a few topics because it's stupid, it's idiotic, and one of the things that I can't stand is stupidity. And they were meant to be fun, but I didn't realize the slant that they had on them. And like Miffed Cuttlefish, I'm looking forward to next year. Because, unfortunately, for all of these liberals, all of these progressives, all of the far left, all of them are going to have to deal with 4 more years of Donald Trump. Oh, and then they're going to say, because we can't indict a sitting president, there's nothing that they can do while he's there. But as soon as he gets elected, or as soon as he gets out of office, as the second he steps foot out of the White House, he's going to be arrested. I had the conversation I had the other day. I had this person tell me that Donald Trump has been convicted of sexual assault and misconduct. Convicted. Absolutely determined to tell me that he was convicted of it. And then brought up the grab him by the pussy thing. That he admitted to it. No, he's not guilty of anything. He's not going to be arrested when he's done. But this woman basically told me this woman on Twitter basically told me that Donald Trump is a racist. He has put in laws that are allowing managers and landlords to without reason fire and evict trans people, and he also is just generally a shit human being. And I asked, basically, when has Donald Trump been racist? I need some citations on that second one. And why is he a shit human being? Now, Ishtar and I have gone back and forth about Donald Trump. She can't stand him. At all. Thinks he's a piece of shit. But at the same time, she's smart enough to say that what he's done for the country is good. He may be a shit person, but he's a decent president. I'm not saying he's the best. I'm not saying he's the worst. But he is also one of the only presidents in a long line of politicians that has actually come through on his campaign promises. So, back to this lady from the other night. So, she brought up Donald Trump saying things about illegal immigrants and how he doesn't like any Mexicans. I said, that's not what he said. He said he doesn't like that the illegal immigrants are coming over. He wants to stop illegal immigration because they do bring over criminals. That's not racist. As for the transgender thing, she brought something up from ICE, which has nothing to do with transgender, because if you're still born in this country, ICE can't do fuck all to you. And then the last thing she brought up, like I said, was the hot mic where he said grab him by the pussy because they let you. And I had some random person just start in on her saying, he's saying they let him. Because no one wants to admit that power is attractive. No one wants to admit that celebrity is attractive. No one wants to admit that generally, and this is generally, I'm not speaking about every individual woman, but a woman who is in front of a celebrity that they like will let that celebrity do a lot more than they're willing to let other people do. So that's what Donald Trump was talking about. And on top of that, give me a fucking break. It's a guy bragging. It's a guy being boastful, let alone saying it actually happens. It's easy enough. Everyone was like, oh, you can't dismiss it as locker talk. I'm sorry. If you think that a bunch of guys together don't make shit up, you're an idiot. Men boast all the time to their friends. Men boast all of the time to other dudes. If you're in a locker room and someone is talking, they are exaggerating everything because they want to impress the other guys in the locker room. Now, why was she bringing all this shit up? Like old stuff, old. Like from Donald Trump first being in office, old. Donald Trump being on the campaign trail, old. Why was she bringing it all up? Because she had a hashtag that said Trump needs to resign. I mean, come on. Things need to stop. Seriously. People need to start having a fucking objective look at things. Aside from all of this, I'll probably be going to 6:30, so we got a few minutes. Aside from all of this, Let's look at the last president we had. Did you know that Obama didn't have a single scandal? Now, I want you to be sure before you answer that. I want you to be sure that you say yes or no to that. Because that's what they're portraying. Obama didn't have a single scandal to his name, and Trump has thousands. Trump has thousands because people believe shit on Twitter. Obama had scandals. Fast and Furious was a scandal. Benghazi was a scandal. Of all the shit that Trump has been getting, do you honestly think Obama would have been, any of this would have been thrown at Obama? No. Obama did have some groups that were burning him in effigy. But so is Trump. Did Obama have people rioting the day of his inauguration? Doing millions of dollars worth of damage? No. He was praised as the very first black president. See, here's what I think. And this is just something, my opinion. This is my voice, which I sound like I'm losing because of how angry I've been getting. All of these leftists got promised something. They were promised that they were going to have all of their debts paid. They were promised that all of their schooling was going to be taken care of. They got promised that Hillary Clinton was going to be the first woman president. They got promised all of these things by the progressive Democratic incumbent. They got told by the media that Trump was going to lose 98% to 2%. That Trump was going to be losing in a landslide of 100%. No one was going to be voting for Trump. All the polls showed him losing by 80% or more. So all of these stupid, illogical, outrage-fueled SJW morons got their hopes up. And then election day happened, and reality slapped them in the fucking face. And it was the first time that reality had actually set down on these people, that someone had actually denied them what they wanted. Something their parents had never done before. Someone told them fucking no. And they didn't like it. See, conservatives are a bit different. We're used to being told no. Hell, we tell each other no all the goddamn time. But these snowflakes had never been told no. Their parents have fucking turned into helicopters. They're banging each other being Apaches, telling them whatever the fuck they want. Giving them everything. Telling them that they can be whatever they want to be. Never punishing them, never telling them no, never sitting them down and saying, you know what, reality's going to slap you in the face one day and I'm going to prepare you for that. There is going to be adversity in your life. Instead, these individuals were lied to. And they bought it hook, line, and sinker. And when the lie came to truth, they couldn't handle it. So what's the one thing that they want to do? They want to hurt the person who lied to them. Except they can't, because it's their own media. So now they want to kick out the guy that won, fair and square. It's not fair. It's not fair that Donald Trump is president. It's not fair that a bigot like that is winning. It's not fair that that person has that much money. It's not fair. Motherfucker, who told you life was fair? It's not fair that I am stuck with pain in my back that is stopping me from working. It's not fair that people die over the winter because they don't use heat or they don't have heat. It's not fair that it's almost impossible for the normal person to live in California where they grew up their entire life. Life isn't fair. And if there's one thing that I want you guys to take away from all this, is prepare for shit to fail on you. Prepare for shit to not be fair. Because if anything, being prepared for that is going to help you work through it. And that's all I got to say, guys. I'm losing my Vox. And I hope you guys join me next Sunday, where I have more fun shit to talk about. If you like what I do here, go ahead and hit like, share, subscribe. Share this around, let people know that I am the last voice of the people. And I'm going to help all of you figure out what the fuck is really going on in this world. So I'll see you all next time.